Hey there everyone, this is George Paul III here for another video post. This one I want to kind of focus on a little bit of business and the business development. Where do you go as your business continues to grow? Just came back from Ireland. It was a great vacation, beautiful place, would recommend anybody to go. That's where the sweater's from. Nonetheless, I was very apprehensive about actually taking that vacation just because I'm out of the country. It's going to be difficult to get in contact with me. And the nature of our cherished keepsakes portion of the business is such that people are passing away all the time. And we've actually grown to the point where we are a preferred vendor for a lot of the funeral homes that we work with. And we get a lot of people that come directly from all over the country. And as a result, you have to have something in place to be able to care for them, because I can't just ask them. It's not like, personal training or graphic design for business where I could just say, let's put this project on hold for a little while until I come back and everything's fine. You can't ask a person to pass away again. That's just not possible. So need to have a system in place to do that, and work very hard to train my staff. They did an amazing job. Thank you so much to my team for being able to do that, to let me go away and actually recharge my batteries. But then as a business owner, I'm away and I'm start thinking, hey, I kind of like this. Not having to worry about my business, or actually knowing that my business is still running and it's still actually making money while I'm away doing things that I want, focusing on just time with my family. When you get a taste of that, you want to say, well, how can I repeat that? Because that's really the ultimate goal of us building a business, is so that we can live the life that we want outside of the daily activities of us doing our business. And so it got me thinking. You think about the end result. I want to be able to have the freedom to take vacations, be able to go away, do other things, and my business still here. And so as a result, I realized doing that I had to have two things in place in order to do so. One was a system in place to be able to keep the business running, and second is naturally embracing my role. And that's really what this video is about, embracing your role. In order for you to have the freedom to go away and do the things that you want, you have to embrace your role. Your role is not to do the everyday activities. Michael Gerber actually talks about this. He says in every business there are three essential positions. The first one is the technician. Technician is the one that does the everyday work. So in the case with GP3 Creative and Cherished Keepsakes, that's the actual design of the keepsakes or the actual project. Second, you need a manager to oversee the operations. And the third is the entrepreneur. And the entrepreneur's role is the growing the business. Basically, it's his job to create more work for everybody in his team. More work means more businesses going. More business going means everybody's happy because they're always working, they're always getting paid. They can always take care of all of their needs. And so I realized that I had to embrace that role wholeheartedly. Just stop doing the technical work. I still have to do the managerial work. We're not that big. But understanding that means I need to create a system in place so that I can embrace my role as the business owner, the entrepreneur. And as a result of that, that made me come up with, and I've been kind of doing this for a couple of weeks, but one of my things is I'm always creating systems and always creating forms. And so this is what I started creating. And so my job is to grow this business. It's not to do the design work, not anymore, even though I love what I do and I love doing design, but I have to move on from that, especially if I want to have more Ireland type trips. So this is one of the things I created. I call it principal, master, task list. Principal and creative is usually called the owner. You can also hear creative director or something like that. And in it, it's basically broken down several ways. And so GP3 has several different in-house brands in addition to the actual business-to-business service that we do. And in that, there's several different roles that need to be done as far as product development, social media, marketing, sales and business. And as a result, I needed to get my head around everything that I'm supposed to do as a business owner. And so I created this form, and what it allowed me to do is to understand everything that I had to do. And I knew once I created, as you can see, this is pretty extensive. I can't do everything on this list. And so I just picked 3 to 5 different tasks that I would accomplish every week. And in that, I realized that I still need to continue to do sales because I could be focusing on the business and other things that are needed. But if there's no sales come in, then this becomes a mute point. So first week I did this, I realized that I needed to actually create some type of accountability. And so that's where the red line comes in, which says, don't forget that you must do weekly sales and marketing for both GP3 and the in-house brand Cherished Keepsakes. And so I start to track these on the back side. And so this is our first week. Talked about one of the recent things that we did. We had a booth and just trying to market and track the marketing of that, so I can really see what it really cost me to be there at this NFDA Expo, which you saw a post for, because that was actually a really big investment for us. So each week I do that. I update it. What's nice is that at the end of the week, I go over everything and I check off all the things that I did. I move it down there to the bottom of the list. And so it's nice to see, okay, I actually doing that. And at least I realize, okay, now that I see everything that I have to do and it continues to grow, you check something off, something else goes right back onto the list right away. But as a result of that, I realized, look, I can't do this all myself. And no one can run a business and do everything by themselves. It's really impossible. You need a team. I have a great team now, and I thank them for all their support. And so as a result, I actually share this with them, so that they see that I'm not sitting on my butt, just doing nothing, and they're working hard all day or whatever. But the green is what I've outsourced or assigned out, so that way I have some accountability with them, give them a timetable that I need those things to be completed. And that really is one of the biggest helps to me, to see everything that I need to do in order to embrace this role of being the entrepreneur, because all those tasks are going to specifically bring in more business, more things that I can assign out to people, more people I can bring in. And that means that the business is going to continue to grow, and I'll be able to have staff or, have my team very happy because I'm working them so much, and they're going to be happy with that because naturally they're going to be able to take care of their families. So that's what I would say to you is understand that your role now that you have your own business is not to be doing the everyday activity. So if you are a carpenter, your job no longer is to actually do the carpentry and do the contracting. Your job is to get more business so that you can have other people doing that. Because as you continue to bring in more business, it solves everything. That's what Mark Cuban said. He says sales cures everything. When you have so much cash flow coming in, it doesn't really matter how you take care of it, because you actually have the money, which gives you the freedom to bring in people to take care of it. Then what you do as the owner or the manager is you create systems in place so that they can do their job properly to your standards that you create. So hopefully that helps, but it was just a nice trip. Looking forward to now that I have a system in place, being able to do more like these. So next time we go away, I'll definitely talk to you about it. Thanks.